When you were asked this morning about what caused delay in compensation, you referred to the government machine. Very briefly, what is the government machine?
It is all of those processes, procedures, decisions, consultations, reviews, submissions, all of those things which need to be done to evidence decisions, and all of the people who are involved in that. It's not any specific individual. There is, in my view, nobody who wanted to slow down compensation. That was not the objective of anyone. There, of course, were people who quite rightly wanted to make sure that there was value for money. That is something that is part of the principles which we, as ministers and government officials, need to make sure. We can't just do what we like because it is not our money. The money belongs to people. But as more and more checks and balances are created, more and more accountability, more and more rules and regulations, these things do have an impact. And those things do tend to slow down processes where you just want to get people money out the door as quickly as possible.
Now, Mr. Steen's also given you a rundown of the individual ministers who came before you. If it's believed the government machine is broken, or if it isn't working very well, whose responsibility is it to take the steps needed to fix it?
Well, there needs to be an acknowledgement that the government machine and the system is broken. And I think you will find that I'm actually in a minority of opinion when I say that. And I think you will find that the government does not necessarily, and we have a new government, does not necessarily believe so. That is an argument that I've been making for a long time. But as you can see, given that I'm leader of the opposition, not Prime Minister, and not a Secretary of State, that is not an argument that I am winning. I think that this is something that we need to examine in and of itself. The way that we can have some reforms to improve the system need looking at. And I hope that that's one of the outcomes from this inquiry.
And I could just pause you there. We're here in the whole of this inquiry dealing with what's been described as one of the biggest miscarriages of justice in modern legal history. From your last responses to Mr. Beer, I suspect you'd accept whatever change is made to that machine, the machine must respect the rule of law.
Absolutely. The machine must respect the rule of law, but we also need to make sure that the laws are good. If you have bad laws, then the rule of law will not work out the way people want it to. We need to make sure that the laws themselves are good, and that is the job of legislators.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Badenoch. Nothing else from me.
Thank you.